Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's English podcast. Thank you very much for being here and for listening today. My name is Blake, and I am happy to talk with you. In this lesson, I want to speak about simple things that happen in our daily lives. These are things we all experience, and they are easy to understand. I will explain everything slowly and clearly, so learners of all levels can follow along without feeling confused. Today's topic is about everyday mornings. Mornings are something everyone has, and the way we start our day is very important. I usually wake up at around 6:30 in the morning. When I open my eyes, I do not rush. The first thing I do is drink a full glass of water. Drinking water helps my body wake up faster. It makes me feel fresh, awake, and ready to start the day. For me, water works better than coffee, and it is also very healthy for the body. After drinking water, I prepare a simple breakfast. I do not like to cook anything difficult in the morning. I prefer easy food. Some days I eat toast and eggs. On other days, I eat oatmeal with some fruit. I enjoy warm food in the morning because it makes me feel comfortable and relaxed. A good breakfast helps me feel strong and gives me energy for the day. After breakfast, I take a few minutes to plan my day. I look at my calendar and check what I need to do. Then I write a to-do list. This is a small habit, but it helps me a lot. When I know what I need to do, I feel calmer and more organized. I also feel less stressed. Planning helps me feel in control of my time instead of feeling rushed or worried. Next, I do a little movement. Sometimes I go for a short walk. Other times, I do light stretching at home. Moving my body in the morning gives me more energy and helps me feel awake. Even 5 or 10 minutes is enough. When I go outside, I try to notice small things. I listen to birds singing. I look at the soft morning light. I enjoy the quiet streets before the day becomes busy. These small moments are easy to miss, but they help me feel peaceful and connected to the world around me. When I return home, I start my work. During the first hour, I answer emails and check messages. This part of the day is not very exciting, but it is necessary. Clearing my inbox helps me focus better later. I like to keep this routine the same every day because it helps me start well. Consistency is very important if you want to stay productive and focused. One thing I do now that I did not do before is take regular breaks. In the past, I worked for many hours without stopping. This made me tired and unfocused. Now, I work for about 50 minutes and then take a 10-minute break. During my breaks, I walk around, drink water, or relax. This helps my mind stay clear and helps me work better on important tasks. Yesterday, I went to the grocery store and I noticed how crowded it was. Many people were walking through the aisles, choosing food, and waiting in line. Shopping can sometimes feel like a small adventure, especially when you try something new. Even though it is a normal daily activity, it can still be interesting if you pay attention. At the store, I bought some fresh vegetables, a few fruits, and a loaf of bread. These are simple items, but they are important for everyday meals. I also found a new kind of cheese that I had never tried before. Trying new food is enjoyable because it adds something new to the day. Even small changes like this can make daily life feel more fun and less boring. Cooking is another important part of daily life. During the week, I like to cook simple meals that do not take much time. After a long day, I do not want to spend hours in the kitchen. For example, I often make pasta with vegetables or a simple stir-fry. These meals are easy to make, healthy, and filling. Cooking can be very relaxing if you focus on what you are doing. Chopping vegetables, stirring food, and smelling the food as it cooks helps your mind slow down. Cooking helps me feel calm and present, even when life feels busy. Evenings are also an important time of the day. After work, I usually read a book or listen to podcasts. These activities help me relax and also help me learn new things. Sometimes I call a friend or a family member just to talk and see how they are doing. These small social moments are very important. They remind us that we are not alone, even when our days are long and tiring. Simple and meaningful connections help create balance in life. Exercise is another part of my routine. I do not always go to the gym, but I try to stay active in different ways. Sometimes I go for a short run. Other times, I ride my bicycle or take a fast walk around my neighborhood. Exercise is not only about staying fit. It also helps clear the mind. After exercising, I feel more relaxed and I can think more clearly. When it comes to managing daily tasks, I like to keep things simple. I write everything down, even very small tasks. This includes things like calling the bank or paying a bill. Writing tasks down helps me decide what is most important. It also reduces stress because I do not have to remember everything in my head. A simple notebook or an app can make daily life feel easier and more organized. Finally, I think about commuting and daily routines. Even if I work from home, planning my time helps the day feel calm and structured. Sometimes I still need to go out for meetings or errands. This means I have to commute. Commuting can be stressful, especially in busy cities with traffic and crowded transportation. To avoid stress, I try to leave my home a little early. When I give myself extra time, I feel calmer and more relaxed. Timing is very important in daily life. When we rush, even a short and simple trip can become tiring and frustrating. That is why I try to give myself enough time when I travel. When I am calm and not in a hurry, everything feels easier. One thing I really enjoy during my commute is listening to audiobooks or podcasts. When I do this, I feel that my travel time is useful and meaningful instead of wasted. I have learned many new things just by listening while walking, driving, or sitting on a bus or train. Listening helps me relax and keeps my mind active at the same time. Sometimes I choose topics that I would not normally listen to. For example, recently I listened to an audiobook about how cities are designed and planned. It helped me understand how cities work and why buildings, roads, and public spaces are made in certain ways. This experience showed me that even daily travel can be a good chance to learn something new if you stay open and curious. While commuting, I also try to notice small details around me. I look at the people, the streets, and the buildings. Sometimes I see a street artist playing music or drawing pictures. Other times, I notice a new shop that has just opened. I may also see someone reading a book while waiting at a bus stop. These small moments are easy to miss when we are rushing, but they can be very calming. Noticing small details reminds me that life is not only about moving quickly from one place to another. Paying attention to simple things can make the day more enjoyable. It can improve your mood and help you feel more relaxed. I try to practice this kind of mindfulness every day, even if it is only for a few minutes. Being present and aware helps me slow down and enjoy moments that are usually ignored. When I arrive at my destination, whether it is a meeting, a store, or another place, I usually make a simple plan in my mind. I ask myself easy questions. What is the most important thing I need to do here? What can I finish quickly? Thinking this way helps me stay focused. It also helps me avoid feeling overwhelmed by too many tasks at once. Daily life is often unpredictable, and things do not always go as planned. Having clear priorities makes it easier to adjust when something unexpected happens. For example, yesterday I went to buy groceries and noticed that the store had a very long line. Instead of feeling angry or stressed, I stopped and thought calmly. I considered going to another store nearby. I also thought about buying only the most important items and coming back later. Making small and thoughtful decisions like this helps reduce stress and saves time and energy. Now let's talk about another part of daily life, small errands. Small errands include things like going to the post office, picking up medicine, or returning a library book. These tasks may seem small, but they often take more time than we expect. If they are not planned well, they can make the whole day feel long and tiring. To manage errands better, I usually try to combine them into one trip. For example, if I need to buy groceries and send a package, I plan my route so I can do both at the same time. This saves time and effort. I have learned that organizing small errands in a smart way can make the entire day feel more productive and less stressful. Over time, I realized that how I handle small responsibilities affects my stress level. When errands are planned well, I feel calmer and more in control of my day. Now let's move on to something more personal, hobbies. I try to spend some time each day doing things I enjoy. Recently, I have been practicing photography. I do not use a professional camera. I usually take photos with my phone. Even this simple habit has changed the way I see the world. I notice light, colors, and shapes more than before. I pay attention to how objects are placed and how they look together. Photography is not about taking perfect pictures for me. It is about observing and appreciating everyday life. Sometimes I take photos while walking or during my commute. I capture small moments that would normally be forgotten. These photos help me remember simple but meaningful parts of my day. Spending even a short time on hobbies adds joy and variety to life. It breaks the routine and makes each day feel a little more special. Cooking is another hobby that is also part of daily life. I enjoy trying simple recipes and making small changes to familiar meals. For example, the other day I cooked a vegetable curry and tried a new mix of spices. The result was better than I expected. Cooking encourages creativity. Even when a dish does not turn out perfectly, it is still a learning experience. One helpful tip I have learned is to prepare ingredients before cooking. Chopping vegetables and measuring spices ahead of time makes cooking easier and faster. It also reduces stress because everything is ready when you need it. Cooking can also be a social activity. Sharing a meal with friends or neighbors makes the experience more enjoyable and meaningful. Spending even a short time on hobbies adds joy and variety to life. Hobbies help break the routine and make each day feel a little more special. One hobby that is also part of daily life is cooking. I enjoy trying simple recipes and making small changes to meals I already know. For example, the other day I cooked a vegetable curry. I tried a new mix of spices, and the result was better than I expected. Cooking encourages creativity. Even when a dish does not turn out perfectly, it is still a good learning experience. Each time I cook, I learn something new. One helpful tip I have learned is to prepare ingredients before I start cooking. Chopping vegetables and measuring spices ahead of time makes cooking easier and faster. It also reduces stress because everything is ready when I need it. Cooking can also be a social activity. Sharing a meal with friends or neighbors makes it more enjoyable and meaningful. Another part of daily life that can feel overwhelming if we are not careful is managing messages. Today, most people use messaging apps, email, or social media to stay connected. I also spend some time each day checking messages from colleagues, friends, and family. However, I try to be careful about how much time I spend on this. I have learned that constant notifications can interrupt my focus. When messages appear all the time, tasks feel longer and more tiring than they really are. To manage this better, I choose specific times to check my messages. Instead of replying immediately, I wait until a planned moment. This small habit helps me concentrate better and feel less stressed. For example, yesterday I put my phone away while cooking. I noticed that I felt calmer and more focused. I enjoyed the process more and did not feel rushed. Managing online communication well is an important skill in modern daily life. Online shopping is another activity that many people do regularly. I often use online stores to buy essential items such as groceries, household supplies, or personal care products. One big advantage of online shopping is that it saves time. I do not need to visit many different stores. I can order everything from one place and have it delivered to my home. However, online shopping also has some challenges. It is easy to buy things you do not really need. Impulse buying can happen quickly when everything is only one click away. To avoid this, I usually make a list before shopping and try to follow it. I also pay attention to product quality, customer reviews, and delivery times. Over time, I have learned that online shopping is useful, but it requires mindfulness. Now let's talk about social interactions during the day. Even small conversations can affect how we feel. Talking briefly with neighbors, shop workers, or coworkers can improve your mood. I try to greet people politely and say a few friendly words. For example, if I see a neighbor carrying grocery bags, I might say hello and ask how their day is going. These small interactions may seem unimportant, but they help create a sense of community over time. They make daily life feel warmer and more connected. Social interactions do not need to be long or deep to be meaningful. Simple actions like smiling, saying thank you, or greeting someone kindly can make a big difference. They can improve your day and also help someone else feel noticed and respected. In daily life, it is often the small moments that matter the most. Paying attention to how we communicate, both online and in person, helps create balance. When we manage distractions, shop mindfully, and treat others with kindness, our days feel smoother and more positive. These habits may seem small, but together they help build a calm and enjoyable daily routine. Evenings are often a time for reflection. After I finish my work and daily tasks, I sometimes take a moment to think about my day. I ask myself simple questions. What did I complete today? What went well? What could I do better next time? This kind of thinking helps me understand my habits and improve them. One tool I use for reflection is journaling. I do not write long pages every day. Sometimes I only write a few lines. I write about my thoughts, experiences, or small achievements. Writing things down helps me feel more organized and more aware of my life. Reflection does not need to be difficult or time-consuming. Even 5 minutes of quiet thinking can help create a positive mindset and bring clarity. Another evening habit I enjoy is leisure reading. I like reading books that help me learn new things or use my imagination. Fiction allows me to enter new worlds and see life from different perspectives. Nonfiction books teach me useful skills and new ideas. Reading before bed helps me relax and end the day calmly. Reading before bed also helps my body and mind relax. It prepares me for sleep and helps me rest better at night. I usually choose books about culture, science, or personal growth. Over time, reading has helped me improve my vocabulary and understand ideas more clearly. It has also made it easier for me to express myself when speaking or writing. Even reading a few pages each day can bring long-term benefits. Making reading a regular habit, even in small amounts, can have a powerful effect over time. Before going to bed, I often prepare for the next day. I choose my clothes, make a simple plan, and think about my main priorities. This small routine helps reduce stress in the morning. When things are prepared ahead of time, waking up feels easier and calmer. I have learned that preparation is one of the simplest ways to improve daily life. Small habits like this may seem unimportant, but they become very helpful when practiced every day. Sleep is also extremely important. I try to go to bed at the same time each night, usually around 11 o'clock. Good sleep affects energy levels, mood, and productivity during the day. Simple actions such as limiting screen time before bed or keeping the room cool and quiet can improve sleep quality. Over the years, I have realized that prioritizing sleep is one of the best ways to improve daily life. When I sleep well, everything else feels easier. However, daily life is not always perfect. Everyone experiences unexpected problems. Even when we plan carefully, surprises can happen. Learning how to stay calm and flexible helps us handle these moments better and keeps daily life balanced. For example, last week I planned to go for a morning walk, but it started raining heavily. Instead of feeling annoyed or frustrated, I changed my plan. I stayed indoors and did some light stretching and simple exercises. This small adjustment helped me stay active and calm. Over time, I have learned that being flexible makes daily life much easier. When we learn to adapt to change, we feel more confident and less stressed. Sometimes unexpected problems are practical, such as transportation issues. A bus might arrive late or a train might be canceled. When this happens, I try to stay calm and think of a backup plan. I may leave earlier than usual, choose a different route, or walk part of the way if possible. These small actions help reduce stress and keep the day moving smoothly. Even small delays can feel annoying, but when I accept that not everything is under my control, the situation feels easier to handle. A calm mindset can change how we experience problems. Another important part of daily life is managing personal finances. I try to keep track of my spending each day. Simple habits, such as writing down how much I spend on groceries, coffee, or transportation, can make a big difference over time. This helps me understand where my money goes and find ways to save more. I also plan ahead for bigger expenses like bills, subscriptions, or occasional purchases. Financial planning may seem boring, but it brings peace of mind. Knowing where your money is going reduces worry and stress. Even small habits, such as avoiding unnecessary purchases or checking bank statements regularly, help build strong financial awareness. These habits create stability and make future planning easier. Personal health is another very important part of everyday life. I try to eat balanced meals and drink enough water throughout the day. I also remind myself to move my body regularly, even when work keeps me busy. Sitting for long hours can make the body feel stiff, tired, and uncomfortable. To avoid this, I take short breaks. I stand up, walk around, or do a few simple stretches. These small movements help keep my body active and my mind refreshed. Health is not only about exercise or food. It is about daily choices and small actions. Paying attention to how the body feels helps prevent bigger problems later. When I take care of my health in simple ways, I have more energy and feel better overall. Daily life is made up of many small moments and decisions. Learning to adapt, manage money, and care for health helps create a smoother and more enjoyable routine. These habits may seem small on their own, but together they have a strong and positive impact on everyday life. Health is not only about being fit or exercising. It is also about feeling good and having enough energy to get through the day. Along with physical health, I also pay attention to my mental health. Taking a few quiet minutes to relax, breathe deeply, or meditate can greatly reduce stress. These small daily practices help calm the mind. When practiced regularly, they improve overall well-being and make daily life feel more balanced. Communication is an important part of everyday life. We communicate with colleagues at work, friends, family members, neighbors, and even strangers. Because communication happens so often, I try to speak clearly and politely. Sometimes misunderstandings happen, and that is normal. When I do not understand something, I ask questions instead of guessing. For example, if someone gives me instructions and I am unsure, I politely ask them to explain again. Simple questions like this help avoid confusion and prevent small problems from becoming bigger issues. Clear communication saves time and reduces stress in daily life. Daily life also includes time for entertainment and relaxation. After finishing work or daily tasks, I like to relax by watching short videos, listening to music, or playing games. These activities give my mind a break from responsibilities and help me feel refreshed. I also enjoy watching the news or educational videos because they help me stay informed about what is happening in the world. Finding the right balance between work and relaxation is very important. Doing too much work without rest can be tiring, but mixing work with relaxation creates a healthy and satisfying routine. Shopping, both online and in stores, is another regular activity. When I go to a store, I usually make a shopping list. This helps me remember what I need and saves time. I check fresh produce carefully and compare prices when possible. These small habits help me shop more efficiently and save money. Online shopping is useful for items such as books, clothes, or electronics. Before buying something, I read customer reviews and check delivery options. Paying attention to these details helps avoid mistakes and makes shopping easier and more enjoyable. Cooking is an essential part of daily life, and I try to make it creative and enjoyable. I usually prepare simple meals like pasta, rice dishes, or stir-fries. These meals are easy to cook and can be changed in many ways. I enjoy adding different vegetables or spices to create new flavors. Cooking does not need to be complicated to be fun. By experimenting a little, everyday meals can become interesting and satisfying. Cooking also gives a strong sense of accomplishment. Preparing your own food helps you eat better and feel more independent. Over time, cooking regularly becomes easier and faster. It becomes a normal part of the day instead of a stressful task. Small habits like this help create a balanced daily routine that supports both physical and mental health. Simple meals are often healthy and easy to prepare. Sometimes I like to try new recipes, such as baking bread or making homemade sauces. Trying something new in the kitchen keeps cooking interesting. Cooking can be very relaxing and also gives a feeling of achievement. When a meal turns out well, it feels very rewarding. I also enjoy sharing meals with friends or neighbors from time to time. Eating together makes cooking feel more meaningful and enjoyable. When I prepare food mindfully and pay attention to flavors, smells, and textures, an ordinary task becomes a pleasant activity. Transportation is another daily concern for many people. Even if you work from home, you still need to travel for errands, meetings, or social activities. I usually plan my trips in advance. I check traffic updates or public transport schedules before leaving. Planning helps save time and reduces stress. When I know what to expect, the journey feels easier. While using public transport, I often observe my surroundings. I watch people, read signs, and notice buildings and architecture. These small observations can be surprisingly interesting. Traveling does not have to be boring. It can be a chance to learn and notice details that are often ignored. Taking care of the home is another important part of daily life. Cleaning, organizing, and maintaining the home may not be exciting, but they make life more comfortable. I try to do small tasks regularly, such as washing dishes and tidying up. This prevents mess from building up and saves time later. I also pay attention to small repairs, like changing light bulbs or fixing minor problems. Taking care of the home creates a calm and welcoming space. A clean and organized home helps reduce stress and makes daily life smoother. Exercise is also part of my daily routine. I try to stay active even when I do not go to the gym. Simple activities like walking, cycling, or stretching at home help keep my body strong and flexible. Exercise improves my mood and gives me more energy during the day. Sometimes I combine exercise with other activities, such as walking while listening to music or a podcast. I write down my thoughts, experiences, or small achievements. Writing things down helps me feel more organized and more aware of my life. Reflection does not need to be difficult or time-consuming. Even 5 minutes of quiet thinking can help create a positive mindset and bring clarity to the mind. Another evening habit I enjoy is leisure reading. I like reading books that help me learn new things or use my imagination. Fiction books allow me to enter new worlds and see life from different perspectives. Nonfiction books teach me useful skills and new ideas that I can use in daily life. Reading before bed also helps my body and mind relax. It prepares me for sleep and helps me rest better at night. I usually choose books about culture, science, or personal growth. Over time, reading has helped me improve my vocabulary and understand ideas more clearly. It has also made it easier for me to express myself when speaking or writing. Even reading a few pages a day can bring long-term benefits. Making reading a regular habit, even in small amounts, can have a strong and positive effect over time. Small efforts repeated every day often lead to big improvements. Before going to bed, I often prepare for the next day. I choose my clothes, make a simple plan, and think about my main priorities. This small routine helps reduce stress in the morning. When things are prepared in advance, waking up feels easier and calmer. I have learned that preparation is one of the simplest ways to improve daily life. Small habits like these may seem unimportant at first, but they add up over time. Their effects become stronger when they are practiced every day. These routines help create a feeling of stability and calm. Sleep is also very important. I try to go to bed at the same time each night, usually around 11 o'clock. Good sleep affects energy levels, mood, and productivity during the day. Simple actions, such as limiting screen time before bed or keeping the room cool and quiet, can greatly improve sleep quality. Over the years, I have realized that prioritizing sleep is one of the best ways to improve daily life. When I sleep well, everything else feels easier. I have more energy, better focus, and a more positive mood. However, daily life is not always perfect. One thing everyone experiences is unexpected problems. Even when we plan carefully, surprises can happen. Learning how to stay calm and flexible helps us handle these moments better and keeps daily life balanced. Unexpected problems happen to everyone. For example, last week I planned to go for a morning walk, but it started raining very heavily. Instead of feeling annoyed or frustrated, I changed my plan. I stayed indoors and did some light stretching and simple exercises. This small change helped me stay active and calm. Over time, I have learned that being flexible makes daily life much easier. When we learn to adapt to changes, we feel more confident and less stressed. Accepting change helps us move forward instead of feeling stuck. Sometimes unexpected problems are practical, such as transportation issues. A bus may arrive late or a train may be canceled. When this happens, I try to stay calm and think of a backup plan. I might leave earlier than usual, check a different route, or walk part of the way if possible. These small actions help prevent stress and keep the day moving smoothly. Even small delays can feel annoying, but when I accept that not everything is under my control, the situation feels easier to handle. A calm mindset can change how we experience problems. Another important part of daily life is managing personal finances. I try to keep track of my spending every day. Simple habits, such as writing down how much I spend on groceries, coffee, or transportation, can make a big difference over time. This helps me understand where my money goes and how I can save more. I also plan ahead for bigger expenses, such as bills, subscriptions, or occasional purchases. Financial planning may seem boring, but it gives peace of mind. Knowing where your money is going reduces worry and stress. Even small habits, like avoiding unnecessary purchases or checking bank statements regularly, help build strong financial awareness. These habits create stability and make future planning easier. When finances are organized, daily life feels more secure and balanced. Personal health is another very important part of everyday life. I try to eat balanced meals and drink enough water throughout the day. I also remind myself to move my body regularly, even when I feel busy. I try to move my body regularly, even when work keeps me busy. Sitting for long hours can make the body feel stiff, tired, and uncomfortable. To avoid this, I take short breaks during the day. I stand up, walk around, or do a few simple stretches. These small movements help keep my body active and my mind refreshed. Health is not only about exercise or food. It is also about daily choices and small actions. Paying attention to how the body feels helps prevent bigger problems later. When I take care of my health in simple ways, I have more energy and feel better overall. Daily life is made up of many small moments and decisions. Learning to adapt, manage money, and take care of health helps create a smoother and more enjoyable routine. These habits may seem small on their own, but together they have a strong and positive effect on everyday life. Health is not only about being fit or exercising. It is also about feeling good and having enough energy to get through the day. Along with physical health, I also pay attention to my mental health. Taking a few quiet minutes to relax, breathe deeply, or meditate can greatly reduce stress. These small daily practices help calm the mind. When done regularly, they improve overall well-being and help daily life feel more balanced. For example, I often listen to music or podcasts while walking. This makes exercise more enjoyable and easier to keep as a habit. Regular physical activity helps both the body and the mind. It reduces stress, improves sleep, and increases focus. Staying active does not require hard or intense workouts. Small movements done consistently can make a big difference over time. Communication is another important part of everyday life. We communicate with colleagues at work, friends, family members, neighbors, and even strangers. Because communication happens so often, I try to speak clearly and politely. Sometimes misunderstandings happen, and that is normal. When I do not understand something, I ask questions instead of guessing. For example, if someone gives me instructions and I am unsure, I politely ask them to explain again. Simple questions like this help avoid confusion and prevent small problems from becoming bigger issues. Good communication helps daily life run more smoothly. Daily life also includes time for entertainment and relaxation. After finishing work or tasks, I like to relax by watching short videos, listening to music, or playing games. These activities give my mind a break from responsibilities and help me feel refreshed. I also enjoy watching the news or educational videos because they help me stay informed about the world. Finding the right balance between work and relaxation is very important. Doing too much of one thing can be tiring, but mixing both creates a healthy and satisfying routine. Shopping, both online and in stores, is another regular activity. When I go to a store, I usually make a shopping list. This helps me remember what I need and saves time. I check fresh produce carefully and compare prices when possible. These small habits help me save money and shop more efficiently. Online shopping is useful for items like books, clothes, or electronics. Before buying something, I read reviews and check delivery options. Paying attention to these details helps avoid mistakes and makes shopping more enjoyable. Cooking is an essential part of daily life, and I try to make it creative and enjoyable. I usually prepare simple meals such as pasta, rice dishes, or stir-fries. These meals are easy to cook and can be changed in many ways. I enjoy adding different vegetables or spices to create new flavors. Cooking does not need to be complicated to be fun. By experimenting a little, everyday meals can become interesting and satisfying. Cooking also gives a sense of accomplishment. Preparing your own food helps you eat better and feel more independent. Over time, cooking regularly becomes easier and faster. It turns into a normal part of the day instead of a stressful task. Daily life also involves using technology. I use a computer and a phone for work, communication, and entertainment. Technology makes life easier, but it is important to use it wisely. Balancing screen time with rest, movement, and real-life interactions helps keep daily life healthy and enjoyable. Technology is very useful, but it can also be distracting. To manage it better, I try to use it efficiently. For example, when I need to focus on a task, I turn off notifications. This helps me stay productive and avoid wasting time. Technology should support our lives, not control them. Planning for the future is another important part of daily life. Even simple planning can make the day feel smoother. I often decide in advance what I will cook the next day or what errands I need to run. I also set small weekly goals, such as finishing a book, exercising regularly, or organizing part of my home. Planning does not need to be complicated. Even small steps can add structure and purpose to daily life. Planning also reduces stress and increases confidence. It makes it easier to handle both regular tasks and unexpected situations. Social connections are very important as well. I try to stay in touch with friends, colleagues, and neighbors. Even sending a short message or having a brief conversation helps maintain relationships and makes life feel more connected. A short message or greeting can strengthen a relationship. Staying in contact does not take much time, but it brings support, happiness, and a sense of belonging. Over time, these small connections grow into meaningful relationships. This makes life feel fuller and daily experiences more enjoyable. Evening routines help end the day in a calm and peaceful way. In the evening, I like to relax by reading a book, listening to music, or going for a short walk. These activities help my body and mind slow down after a busy day. I also prepare for the next day by planning tasks, choosing clothes, or organizing things I will need. These simple habits reduce stress in the morning and give me a feeling of control over daily life. Getting enough sleep is very important. Going to bed at a regular time and sleeping well helps improve energy, focus, and overall health. Even small improvements in sleep habits can have a noticeable positive effect on daily life. Weekends are also an important part of life. They are different from weekdays because they give more freedom to rest, relax, and enjoy activities that are harder to do during busy workdays. I use weekends to spend more time on hobbies, take longer walks, visit friends, or explore new places. Taking time for leisure and personal interests helps refresh both the mind and body. This makes it easier to return to weekday routines feeling relaxed and motivated. On weekends, I usually wake up later than on weekdays, around 8 or 9 in the morning. Sleeping a little longer helps me recover from the busy week. After getting up, I enjoy a cup of tea or coffee and a simple breakfast. Sometimes I make pancakes or eggs with toast. I like taking my time in the morning instead of rushing. This slow start helps me feel calm and enjoy small moments. After breakfast, I often make a simple plan for the day. Sometimes I visit a park, meet friends, or do errands that I did not have time for during the week. Planning helps me use my time well, but I also like to stay flexible. For example, one weekend I planned to go shopping, but I noticed a street market nearby and decided to explore it instead. Small changes like this make weekends more enjoyable and exciting. Outdoor activities are an important part of my weekends. I enjoy walking, cycling, or spending time in nature. Being outside gives me fresh air and helps me move my body. I often take photos of things I see, such as flowers, buildings, or birds. Even short walks help clear my mind and reduce stress. Spending time in nature helps me feel relaxed and connected to the world around me. Weekends are also a good time for hobbies. I enjoy cooking, reading, and learning new things. Sometimes I try cooking a new recipe or making a special dessert. Cooking is not only practical, but also creative and fun. I enjoy experimenting with flavors and ingredients, and it feels satisfying to eat something I made myself. Reading is one of my favorite weekend activities. I like reading books about culture, history, or personal development. Reading helps me relax and also improves my English. I enjoy learning new ideas when I have more free time. Sometimes I also practice photography, drawing, or writing short stories. Weekends give me the space to focus on personal growth and creativity. Spending time with family and friends is another important part of the weekend. I enjoy visiting people, calling them, or spending time together. Simple activities like sharing a meal, talking, or going for a walk help strengthen relationships. These moments bring happiness, support, and a feeling of connection. Overall, weekends are a balance of rest, activity, and enjoyment. Waking up slowly, spending time outdoors, enjoying hobbies, and connecting with others help me recharge. Even simple activities, when done with intention, make weekends meaningful and valuable. They give me energy and motivation to start the new week feeling calm, organized, and ready for new challenges. Some activities are harder to do during busy weekdays, so weekends give me more time and freedom. Spending time learning new skills makes me feel proud, accomplished, and motivated. When I learn something new, even in small steps, it gives me confidence and keeps my mind active. Social life is another important part of weekends. I often meet friends for coffee or lunch, and sometimes we take a short trip to a nearby place. Spending time with friends is important because it provides emotional support, happiness, and a strong sense of connection. Even simple moments, like talking over a cup of tea, can improve my mood. I also call family members to check how they are doing. Staying connected with people I care about helps me feel grounded and reminds me that I am not alone. Even short conversations can make a big difference. Shopping is another activity I usually do on weekends. I prefer going to markets or grocery stores when they are less crowded. Before I go, I make a shopping list. This helps me stay organized and avoid buying things I do not need. Sometimes I enjoy visiting new shops or local stores to see what products they offer. Shopping does not have to be stressful. When done calmly and mindfully, it can be a pleasant way to spend time. House chores are also part of my weekend routine. During weekdays, I often do not have enough time to clean properly. On weekends, I spend time tidying up, doing laundry, and organizing my space. Cleaning may not be exciting, but it feels very satisfying when everything is neat and in order. To make chores easier, I break them into small tasks. For example, I clean one room, then do laundry, and later organize my desk. A clean and organized home helps me feel calm and prepared for the week ahead. Weekends are also a time to relax and enjoy hobbies. I sometimes cook special meals or try new recipes. Cooking is not only practical, but also creative and fun. I enjoy experimenting with different flavors and ingredients. Even simple activities like cooking or baking can bring joy and a sense of achievement. Mixing chores, hobbies, and relaxation helps make weekends balanced and enjoyable. Entertainment is another important part of my weekends. I like watching movies, listening to music, or playing online games. These activities help me relax and recharge after a busy week. I also enjoy learning through online videos or podcasts. For example, I might watch a documentary about a country I want to visit or listen to a podcast about language learning or culture. Learning does not always have to feel serious. When learning is enjoyable, it becomes easier and more meaningful. Reflection is also an important weekend habit. I take some time to think about the past week and ask myself simple questions. What went well? What challenges did I face? What can I improve next week? Sometimes I write my thoughts in a journal, including small achievements or lessons I learned. Reflection does not need to take a long time. Even a few minutes can help improve self-awareness, confidence, and decision-making. Weekends can also be a time to help others and be part of the community. Sometimes I help a neighbor or volunteer in small ways. Helping others gives me a sense of purpose and connection. Even small acts, like helping someone carry groceries, can have a positive impact. Being involved in the community makes life feel more meaningful. Health and fitness are important on weekends as well. I try to do longer workouts or outdoor activities than I can during weekdays. Sometimes I go for a long walk, a run, a bike ride, or a hike in nature. Exercise improves my mood, energy, and overall health. Being outdoors also gives me fresh air and sunlight, which are good for both physical and mental well-being. I like combining fitness with enjoyment, such as walking in a scenic park or cycling on interesting routes. Overall, weekends give me the chance to balance rest, hobbies, social life, and personal growth. I can relax, exercise, reflect, learn, and connect with others. Even simple activities, when done with care, make weekends meaningful and satisfying. By using this time well, I feel refreshed, positive, and ready to start the new week with energy and focus. Weekends become a special part of life that supports happiness, well-being, and personal growth. Even preparing a simple dish with care can turn an ordinary meal into a special experience. Cooking on weekends feels different from cooking on weekdays because there is more time and less pressure. I enjoy trying new recipes, experimenting with flavors, or baking something new. These activities are fun and creative, and they give me a strong sense of accomplishment. Cooking becomes more than just a task. It becomes a relaxing and enjoyable activity that helps me feel proud of what I create. Weekends are also a good time to complete errands that are difficult to do during busy weekdays. For example, I may visit the post office, pay bills, or do grocery shopping. I try to organize these errands carefully by grouping tasks together. This saves time and energy. Finishing small errands on weekends makes weekdays less stressful because important tasks are already done. Planning and completing errands helps create a smoother weekly routine and reduces unexpected problems. Another activity I enjoy on weekends is exploring the local area. Sometimes I visit new cafes, parks, or cultural places near my home. Exploring new surroundings gives me fresh experiences and a sense of adventure. Even small trips to new streets, shops, or markets can feel exciting. It is important to step out of the usual routine sometimes. These small adventures create memories, make weekends more interesting, and help break the monotony of daily life. Reading and learning are also important parts of my weekend routine. I spend time reading books or articles, or watching informative videos, even if it is only for 30 minutes. Reading about history, culture, science, or personal development helps me relax while also learning something new. I sometimes watch documentaries or listen to podcasts about topics I am curious about. Learning on weekends feels enjoyable and stress-free because there is no pressure. It allows me to grow at my own pace. Weekends give me the chance to balance relaxation, hobbies, social life, errands, and learning. When I combine these activities thoughtfully, I feel refreshed and ready for the new week. Even small activities, when done carefully, can make weekends meaningful and satisfying. This balance helps me stay organized, calm, and connected with myself and others. Reading is one of my favorite weekend activities. I often read books, articles, or watch educational videos during the day. This habit improves my knowledge and language skills while also giving mental relaxation. Combining leisure with learning makes weekends productive without feeling overwhelming. Even short reading sessions help me feel more focused and aware. Evening routines on weekends are slightly different from weekdays. I like to relax by watching a movie, listening to music, or spending time with friends. I also prepare a little for the coming week by setting out clothes or making a simple plan for tasks. Preparing in advance makes Monday feel easier and less stressful. I make sure to get enough sleep, even if I stay up a bit later than usual. Good sleep helps recharge my body and mind and prepares me for the week ahead. Weekends are also a good time to work on personal projects. I focus on tasks I cannot easily do during weekdays, such as organizing my room, cleaning storage areas, or rearranging furniture. Completing these small projects gives me a sense of achievement and makes my living space more comfortable. I usually make a simple list and complete tasks step by step. Breaking large tasks into smaller steps makes them manageable and enjoyable. Hobbies are another important part of my weekends. I spend time doing activities I truly enjoy, such as reading novels, drawing, painting, or writing short stories. These hobbies help me relax and express creativity. I also enjoy photography. Even taking simple photos with my phone can be interesting when I pay attention to light, angles, and details. Hobbies help me stay present and enjoy the moment instead of rushing. Over time, spending time on hobbies improves my skills and gives me satisfaction. Overall, weekends give me time to relax, learn, and grow while also preparing for the week ahead. Combining hobbies, personal projects, reading, and rest makes weekends balanced and enjoyable. Even small actions, when done mindfully, make weekends refreshing and meaningful. This approach helps me feel positive, energized, and ready to start the new week. Cooking and meal preparation on weekends is especially enjoyable. I like trying recipes that take more time, such as baking bread, making stews, or preparing desserts. Cooking slowly allows me to enjoy the process without stress. Sometimes I cook with friends or family, which makes the experience more social and fun. Sharing food is not just about eating. It is a way to connect with others and create special moments. Even a simple new recipe can make the weekend feel creative and rewarding. Weekends are also perfect for outdoor activities. I often go for longer walks, hikes, or bike rides. Spending time outdoors helps me feel calm, relaxed, and full of energy. Being in nature clears my mind and improves my mood. These activities help me recharge and enjoy the weekend fully. On weekends, I notice small details that I often miss during busy weekdays. I pay attention to the colors of leaves, birds flying in the sky, or the shapes of clouds. These small observations make me feel calm and present. Even short outdoor activities can greatly improve my mood. Being outside combines light exercise, relaxation, and mindfulness at the same time. Sometimes I bring a small notebook with me and write down observations, ideas, or thoughts. This habit helps improve creativity and allows me to notice the world around me more carefully. Social interactions are also very important on weekends. I enjoy meeting friends for coffee, lunch, or a simple walk. Even short conversations can lift my mood and create a sense of connection. Sometimes we visit a park, a museum, or explore a nearby town together. Spending time with people I enjoy strengthens relationships and makes weekends feel more meaningful. I also call family members or acquaintances to check in with them. Social contact does not need to be long or complicated to matter. Simple actions like sending a friendly message or asking how someone is doing help maintain strong relationships. Weekend errands are different from weekday tasks. On weekends, I usually take care of things I could not finish during the week, such as grocery shopping, going to the post office, or paying bills. I try to organize these errands carefully by grouping tasks together. For example, I may shop for groceries, visit the post office, and pick up dry cleaning in one trip. This saves time and energy. Completing errands on weekends makes Ed calm and informed. Weekdays less stressful because important tasks are already done. Planning errands well helps me feel organized and prepared for the week ahead. Overall, weekends give me time to relax, enjoy hobbies, complete personal projects, connect with others, and spend time outdoors. Activities like cooking, learning, socializing, and being in nature make weekends enjoyable and meaningful. Even small activities, when done thoughtfully, create a sense of satisfaction and help me feel refreshed for the week ahead. Weekends are a balance of relaxation, productivity, and enjoyment, and they help me recharge both physically and mentally. Relaxation is a key part of my weekends. I set aside time to watch movies, listen to music, or read articles online. These activities help me unwind after a busy week. I also enjoy learning in a relaxed way by listening to podcasts or watching educational videos. For example, I may watch a video about history, science, or culture. Even though the content is educational, I approach it calmly so learning feels enjoyable instead of stressful. Combining relaxation with personal growth makes weekends both fun and rewarding. Health routines are also important during the weekend. I usually spend more time exercising than I do on weekdays. This may include jogging, cycling, stretching, or simple workouts at home. Exercise improves my energy, focus, and overall well-being. Sometimes I combine exercise with leisure by listening to music or podcasts while walking or stretching. Weekends are also a good time to prepare healthy meals for the coming week. Cooking nutritious food supports good health, improves mood, and makes daily life more balanced. Weekends are perfect for reflection. I spend time thinking about the past week and planning for the next one. I ask myself simple questions such as what went well, what I could improve, and what goals I want to focus on next week. This reflection helps improve self-awareness and encourages positive habits. Sometimes I write in a journal about small achievements or lessons I learned. Even a few minutes of reflection can make a big difference over time. Exploring the local area is another activity I enjoy on weekends. I like visiting new cafes, parks, or cultural places near my home. Exploring new surroundings adds a sense of adventure to daily life. Even small trips to unfamiliar streets, markets, or shops give me a fresh perspective. I try to notice details like architecture, street art, or shop signs. These small discoveries make weekends feel different from routine weekdays and help me appreciate my surroundings more. Weekend routines also include preparation for the week ahead. I review my calendar, plan tasks, and set priorities. Small preparations such as organizing work materials or choosing clothes reduce stress during the week. Planning ahead helps weekdays start smoothly and prevents feeling rushed. I also think about health and personal goals and decide which habits to continue or improve. These small preparations have a positive long-term effect on productivity and mental clarity. Reading and learning are also part of my weekend habits. I spend time reading books, articles, or online resources that interest me. Sometimes I choose fiction to relax, and other times I read nonfiction to learn new things. Reading improves vocabulary, understanding, and critical thinking. Even spending 30 minutes reading helps me feel more focus. Spending time on reading during the weekend provides both relaxation and intellectual growth. I enjoy reading books, articles, or online materials that interest me. Sometimes I take notes on ideas or facts that I find useful or inspiring. Writing these notes helps me remember what I have learned and apply it later in daily life. Reading in a calm and relaxed way allows me to learn without pressure, making the experience enjoyable and meaningful. Household maintenance is another important part of my weekends. I spend time cleaning, organizing, and taking care of my living space. Tasks such as tidying rooms, doing laundry, washing dishes, or vacuuming help keep my home clean and comfortable. I also check for small repairs, such as fixing a leaking tap or replacing a light bulb. These small tasks may seem simple, but they make a big difference. A clean and organized home helps reduce stress and creates a calm environment. Regular maintenance also prevents bigger problems in the future and makes daily life smoother. Weekend evenings are usually a time to relax and enjoy leisure activities. I may watch a movie, listen to music, or spend quiet time with friends. Relaxing in the evening helps me unwind and prepare mentally for the upcoming week. I also like to review what I achieved during the weekend and think about what habits I want to continue. Combining reflection with relaxation makes weekends both enjoyable and productive. I try to get enough sleep, even if I stay up slightly later than on weekdays. Good sleep helps maintain energy, focus, and a positive mindset. Creative projects are another important part of my weekends. During weekdays, I often do not have enough time for activities that require creativity and patience. On weekends, I dedicate time to creative work such as writing short stories, painting, or making small crafts. These activities are relaxing and give me a sense of accomplishment. For example, I once spent a weekend painting a small landscape. I focused on enjoying the process instead of trying to make it perfect. Creative activities help me express ideas and emotions in a way that routine tasks cannot. Over time, creativity also improves problem-solving skills and brings satisfaction. Photography is another creative hobby I enjoy on weekends. I like experimenting with angles, lighting, and subjects. Even taking photos with a phone can be interesting when I pay attention to composition and perspective. Photography helps train my observation skills and encourages mindfulness. It allows me to notice small details, such as sunlight on a wall or patterns in nature. Even short photography sessions help me relax and feel mentally clear. Physical activity is also a major focus during weekends. I try to exercise more than I do on weekdays. This may include jogging, cycling, hiking, or long stretching sessions at home. Outdoor exercise provides fresh air, sunlight, and a strong connection to nature. These activities improve my energy, mood, and overall health. Sometimes I combine exercise with leisure by listening to music or podcasts while walking or cycling. Physical activity on weekends feels more relaxed and enjoyable because there is no rush. Cooking experiments are another enjoyable weekend activity. I like trying recipes that are too time-consuming for weekdays, such as baking a cake, making a stew, or preparing a new pasta dish. Cooking creatively combines practical skills with enjoyment. I pay attention to flavors, textures, and presentation. Cooking in a relaxed environment allows me to enjoy the process fully. Sometimes I cook with friends or family, which turns cooking into a social and fun experience. These experiments help improve my cooking skills and make weekends memorable. Weekends are also a great time for outdoor learning experiences. I enjoy visiting museums, galleries, historical sites, or cultural centers. These activities combine education and leisure. Visiting a museum, for example, helps me learn about history, science, or art in an engaging way. I often take notes or photos to remember interesting information. Learning during the weekend feels more enjoyable because I can focus without rushing. It also gives me new ideas and topics to discuss with others. Sports and physical activities such as running, cycling, hiking, or playing games like badminton or tennis are common weekend habits. Exercise improves physical health, reduces stress, and clears my mind. I often combine exercise with learning or entertainment, such as listening to an audiobook while walking. This makes physical activity more enjoyable and easier to maintain as a habit. Social life is another central part of my weekends. I enjoy meeting friends for coffee, meals, or short trips. These interactions provide emotional support, happiness, and a sense of connection. Even short conversations can lift my mood. Sometimes I invite friends over for dinner or small gatherings. Sharing meals and experiences strengthens relationships and makes weekends feel meaningful. I also stay in touch with family through calls or video chats. Regular social interaction improves overall well-being and helps maintain strong relationships. Weekends are also ideal for small home projects. I organize shelves, clean storage areas, or fix minor issues around the house. Tasks like arranging books, organizing drawers, or repairing small items improve comfort and organization. I break projects into small steps and focus on one task at a time. Completing these projects gives a sense of achievement and creates a peaceful living environment. Relaxation is a key part of weekends. I make time to enjoy movies, music, or hobbies without interruptions. Entertainment helps me recharge after a busy week. When relaxation is combined with learning, creativity, social interaction, and physical activity, weekends become both productive and enjoyable. This balance helps me feel refreshed, calm, and ready to start a new week with energy and confidence.